it comes to the types of government, meron tayong apat dito, apat lang yung pag-usapan natin. Monarchy, I think you're all familiar now with the context of monarchy, wherein a single family rules from generation to generation. Commonly found in ancient agrarian societies, and during the Middle Ages, absolute monarchies claimed a monopoly of power based on the divine right. Pinagkaloob ng nasa kaitaasan na ikaw, haring kung sino man, ang napili. Sabihin natin, ano mang pangalan? Teka, hatay ng pangalan sa class nyo. Say, Nikos, si Nikos na lang. Pinagkaloob ng nasa kaitaasan, ikaw, Nikos Lacson, ay tinuturing, binabasbasan upang maging hari ng A41. May maganyang bagay, divine right, no? Parang may tumamang kidlat, tapos nagkaroon ng effect sa likod mo. Tapos yung mga tao nakita na may ganun kasi may divine right, may parang divine intervention na naganap. Tapos yung mga tao may yan, wow! So, during the Middle Ages, absolute monarchies claimed, absolute meaning sila lang yung may hawak. Kung sino yung nasa particular lineage na yon, sila yung may hawak ng kapangyarihan. Nowadays, constitutional monarchies na yung meron. Wala nang absolute monarchy. Kasi hindi naman absolute monarchy nasa Saudi. May pag-usapan natin kung ano yun. But sa Thailand din kasi, hindi naman siya absolute monarchy dahil may prime minister ang Thailand, if I'm not mistaken. Although, may kapangyarihan yung king doon sa lugar nila. Sa Britain kasi, wala nang kapangyarihan yung king and queen. They are mere figureheads. Okay? Symbolic heads of state. Kasi meron na silang prime minister na nagro-rule sa kanila. In Thailand kasi both, meron pa ring boses yung king when it comes to governing the land. Okay? So, democracy naman is a political system that gives power to the people as a whole. It's a very ideal concept. Because in reality, hindi naman kayang mangyayari lang yung demokrasya kung lahat ng mga tao educated at meron silang maraming choices, no? Meron silang mapagpipilian at tingin nila talaga yung magiging representante nila at hindi lang kung sino may mga kakayanan na tumakbo. Because the thing with the democracy, yung meron tayo ngayon ay tinatawag na representative democracy that puts authority in the hands of leaders chosen by the people. So, the thing with that is pili lamang tayo ng iilan na uupo sa pwesto at magsisilbing representante natin. Kaya minsan isang malaking joke yung ating no offense sa kanila. Hindi naman lahat. Yung ating party list system. Kasi hindi lahat doon ay representante ng mga marginalized groups na gusto nila i-represent. Representante ng mga security guard ay hindi naman security guard. O kahit hindi man lang nagkaroon na experience na maging security guard. Representante siguro ng mga, hindi ko sure, halimbawa lang naman, mga magsasaka or mga manggagawa or kung anumang particular na marginalized sector ay sabihin na natin, representante ng mga kabataan ay hindi naman talaga belong dun sa age group ng kabataan. That can be problematic because the thing with democracy, for it to work, dapat educated yung mga tao. So the thing with democracy naman, in terms of industrialization, they both go together because they require a literate population. Nagsimula ang pagkakaroon ng demokrasya kasabay ng industrialization. At number one na requirement is literate, marunong magbasa at sumulat yung mga tao. For the purpose of development. Nowadays, hindi na lang literate ang kailangan kasi lahat naman halos ay kayang sumulat at magbasa. Kailangan natin ay educated, nakapag-aral, naintindihan. So, democracy and rational authority go together. Dito naman, monarchy and traditional authority, they both go together. Then we have authoritarianism. Ito yung mas applicable sa Saudi Arabia and Oman. Sabi natin kahit sabihin may hari, no? Because This political system denies the people participation in the government. Yung nasa pwesto la, I mean yung first, yung first family na, excuse, padalastas lang. Yung first family lang po kasi yung ano, yung may bosses. I mean, sila yung bahala no, sa lahat. Sila yung pipili ng lahat. Government is indifferent to the people's needs. Kaya nga, nito lamang last year lang yata, 2018, nagkaroon ng karapatang mag-drive yung mga kababaihan. Okay? Kung hindi pa nagkaroon ng mga changes, no? Hindi ko sure for the better, for the worse. But the idea is, offers the people no voice in selecting leaders and uses force in response to dissent or opposition. Gaya nangyari kay Khashoggi, US ambassador, para siya ambassador to the US ambassador to Saudi Arabia. Yung napatay or pinatay sa Turkey, if I'm not mistaken, no? Turkey. So yun. Kasi siya ay naging critical dun sa Saudi government. But that's the idea. Political system that denies people participation in the government. Kasi dito, kung sino lang yung first family or may hawak sa posisyon, sila lang bahala sa lahat. Kasi malito kay mamaya sa totalitarianism eh. China is not authoritarian, no? Authoritarian, hindi siya authoritarian. It's more of a totalitarian. Kasi sige, mamaya pag-usapan natin pagkakaiba. The thing with authoritarianism, meron pang tinatawag na soft authoritarianism. Political freedom is limited, but people are secure and prosperous and mostly support the government. Yan, makikita sa Singapore because the government is doing its job and it's a developed country. People basically focus on doing their jobs, no? Na paunlarin yung kanilang mga sarili at yung ekonomiya dahil ginagawa naman ng gobyerno kahit walang participation halos yung mga people dahil ginagawa ng gobyerno yung kanilang trabaho, walang problema. Okay? Totalitarianism, on the other hand, is a highly centralized political system that extensively regulates people's lives. Pareha sila ng authoritarianism na nire-regulate yung buhay ng mga tao. Pinagkaiba lang sa totalitarianism is that yung political system na ito ay hindi nakaangkla lamang sa first family. Okay? Pwedeng manggaling sa kung sino yung inelect ng mga tao. Okay? Kung sino yung ruling party na nandun sa particular na bansang yun. Okay? Nawala yun. Yes, most authoritarian, how do you call this? Totalitarian countries are communists. Okay, communists. Kasi may extensive regulation. Yun yung pinagkaiba nila when it comes to authoritarian. The idea of regulation is that, teka, nawala yung PowerPoint ko pala. The idea of regulation is that hindi mo ipinapakita na kinokontrol mo yung mga tao, pero kinokontrol mo sila. Nakakuha niyo ba yung punto ko? Hindi mo gustong iparating sa mga tao na kontrolado ka namin. Pero kasi, based dun sa sinusunod namin na ideals, dapat kami yung mag-control sa buhay nyo. Kasi alam namin nakakabuti para sa inyo. Gaya ng sinabi ni Raf dito, yes, communist ideals, no? Kasi nga itong mga bansa na example na ito, sige, wag natin pag-usapan, no, kung fascists, kasi baka mamaya hindi ko rin mahirap magbanggit kung hindi naman natin napag-usapan yung konteksto. Mahirap nang palalimin pa yung information. Kaya mag-aaral kayo ng Philippine Politics and Governance, mas matatap nyo doon ng mas malinaw. But just to give you an idea na lang din, most countries, kung hindi pala lahat na example ko dito ay communist or socialists republics, no? Socialists, mas tama, socialists. Okay? Kasi communist, it's not something na na-achieve, no, ever since. Socialist, yung mas tama. Kasi mas nakaangkla sa political, yung economic system, yung kanilang political climate. So, It emerged in the 20th century as a technological advances gave government the ability to rigidly control their population. So, although some totalitarian government claim to represent the will of the people, most seek to bend people to the will of the government. Because yung idea is, sa government nakasentro lahat. So, ang idea, ulitin natin dito sa authoritarianism kasi, hindi, kami masusunod. Kayo mga tao, sumunod lang kayo. Dito sa totalitarianism, ay hindi, kaming representante ng mga tao. Pero sa loob-loob nila, sumunod kayo. Pero gusto namin ipakita sa inyo na may boses sa mga tao. Lahat yayaman. Okay? Lahat may chance ang yumaman. Tingnan mo China. Even Vietnam has a chance of being a more developed country than the Philippines. Pero, at the end of the day, they're highly regulating the movement of the people. Pero, ang gusto nila ipakita sa tao na we're good, we're okay. Kahit bawat street sa kalye ay merong CCTV, no? Bawat actions mo ay regulated, lalo sa social media, we're okay. We represent the people. We know what they want. No? Ganun yung ideya. Sa authoritarian, hindi, kami masusunod. Kung ano sabihin namin gawin nyo. Pag hindi, ganyan. Okay? Not necessarily ganun, but you get the point. May question ba sa part na yon? Nakuha po ba yung distinction nila? Nakuha po ba? Nakuha po ba? Nakuha po ba yung distinction ng authoritarian sa totalitarian? Yung isa, para mas in simplest terms, yung isa, harap-harapan. Hindi kami masusunod. Yung isa, yun yung authoritarian. Yung totalitarian, hindi, nire-representa namin yung mga tao. Pero sa likod-likod nila, hindi, sumunod kayo sa amin. Nakuha po ba yan? Nakuha po ba? Nakuha po ba? Ganun yung pagkakaiba nila. Yung isa, harap-harapan. Yung isa, hindi. Papakitang gilas, ganyan. Okay, sige. So, because nowadays, when it comes to politics in the Philippines, no, at in a nutshell na lang, social media plays a very significant role. Sobrang laki ng role ng social media. Sobrang laki ng role nila. Siya yung rason kung ba't nanalo si Duterte. Ba't nanalo yung ating incumbent president. Okay? Because when it comes to social media, it connects people. Similarly, in terms of the upcoming elections, it promotes individuals without cost. Pero yung iba, nagbabayad ng troll army nila. No? Nagbabayad para sa kanila. Social media relations. Disseminate information and platforms influence public opinion, lalo ngayon. For most of us, we wake up opening our Facebook accounts, Twitter accounts, IG accounts. 10 years ago, hindi ganun Nagbubukas yung mga tao ng internet through Google. Google is the internet 10 years ago, sabihin natin. Nowadays, Facebook is the internet for most people. So, Facebook na hinahanap lahat. For some countries, I think Myanmar to, na Facebook talaga yung is synonymous with internet. Lahat na makikita na sa Facebook, tingin nila, yun yung tama. Kahit naman medyo hindi. Hence, leading to genocidal acts, no? So, I think it's in Myanmar kung nagkakamali. But the thing with social media, it will play an important role. Lalo ngayon darating na 2022 election. Sobrang laki ng role ng social media. Doon na magaganap yung character assassination. And lastly, significance ito is to establish credibility.